Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor Austin, and today I will be presenting on sexism and female fans with a focus on Beatlemania and Directioners. All too often, artists who have a predominantly female fan base are not taken seriously as an artist. They're often deemed as a not serious artist and that their fans are just shallow. So this invalidation of the female space by society leads to sexist views on women fans in the music industry. So female fans, and especially female fan bases, are often described as being obsessive, crazy, superficial, and irrelevant. They're not taken as seriously as male fan bases are, or fan bases that have a mix of men and women. Examples of society's demonization of female fan bases range all throughout history, and I've chosen to focus on the rise of popularity and how the female fans were treated of the band The Beatles in the 1960s, as well as One Direction's fan base in the 2010s. So what is a fangirl? Recently, the word fangirl has been used as a derogatory insult for female fans, especially when these fans are from a specific music group or artist. So society views fangirls as shallow, uninformed fans who become obsessed with an artist because of how they look. They think that these fangirls are obsessed with these bands and musicians because they're handsome or attractive, as opposed to actually enjoying the musician's art. The word fangirl is often just used to mock women in media, especially when writing articles or in interviews. Male fans are very rarely deemed fanboys, and they are held to different standards than their female counterpart fans are. There is a double standard for male fans. Often, when women and men exhibit the same behavior, the same level of fanaticism, women are seen as being over emotional, while men are just viewed as being passionate. So, Beatlemania. Beatlemania is the term that is used to describe the fanaticism that surrounded the band The Beatles in the early 1960s. That's when they rose to popularity. The initial devoted fans of the Beatles were predominantly young women, and very quickly the fan base evolved to include both men and women equally. So the Beatles had a mixed gender fan base. They had both male and female fans. And while they did have both gendered fans, the female fans were publicly criticized for behavior in a way that their male fans were not. In 1964, journalist Paul Johnson described Beatlemania as a modern form of female hysteria. Johnson stated that the female fans were the least fortunate of their generation, the dull, the idle, and the failures. Despite having male and female fans, the female fans were held to a different standard than the male fans were. The media focused on the female fans' behavior in a way that they did not for the male fans. In this video, it's from a Cincinnati juvenile court in 1964 following a local Beatles concert. And when you listen to him speak, he focuses on the female fans' behavior as opposed to the male.
Coming there to get hysterical. And the whole show was based upon producing hysteria, the preliminary acts as well as the Beatles. And then these girls went into a coma. They ranted, they fainted, their eyes were glassy. Some pulled their hair out, some tore their dresses. They threw notes of a very undesirable nature on the stage. Some girls that
As you can see, he definitely demonized the female fans who were excited to watch their favorite band. So this is a quote from Harry Styles, who is a member of the band One Direction, and this is a quote from his Rolling Stone interview in 2019. "Who's to say that young girls who like pop music, short for popular, right, have worse musical taste than a 30-year-old hipster guy? That's not up for you to say. Music is something that's always changing. There's no goalposts. Young girls like the Beatles. You're gonna tell me they're not serious? How can you say young girls don't get it? They're our future doctors, lawyers, mothers, presidents. They kind of keep the world going. Teenage girl fans don't lie. If they like you, they're there. They don't act too cool. They like you and they tell you, which is sick. So the word directioner is an adopted term for the fans of the band One Direction. And One Direction is a boy band from the UK, and they were active from 2010 until 2016. During this time, they released 5 albums with 48.8 million sales. They won 6 Billboard Music Awards, 7 Brit Awards, 7 AMAs, 5 ARIAs, and 2018 Choice Awards. Despite One Direction's success and worldwide popularity, they were not taken seriously. They were considered a joke, and they were often invalidated by the media and music critics as not making good music and not being serious artists. They were widely viewed with this negative reputation because their fans were the majority of their fans were young women, like teenage girls, young girls, and adults, young adult women were the fans. They had very few male fans. They did have male fans, but it was very predominantly a female fan base. Having women's opinion not count sent the message that women were shallow and didn't have the ability to determine which music they like. As you'll see in this next video, oftentimes adults, fathers criticize their daughters and women that they knew for liking One Direction because of superficial reasons and not because they actually enjoyed their music.
My daughter, I have to bust her chops about it. She's a One Directioner, so I feel it's my responsibility as her father to make sure that she understands that there's a wide variety of amazing amounts of fantastic music being made in the world that don't involve like 5 really good-looking kids from the UK.
So the invalidation of young female fans is still an issue in today's society. Women's opinions are just as valid as men's opinions, despite what society will have you believe. And passion from women and passion from men as musical fans is viewed very differently. All too often, female fans are scrutinized to an extent that male fans are not. So I'd like to leave you with the question of, can you think of another example of a fan base's identity affecting the way society viewed the artist? Here are my works cited, and thank you for listening.